Canelo Alvarez, man, the man that has beat 19 world champions, the multi-division, undisputed champion of the world, the current super middleweight, undisputed champion of the world, bro. Canelo Alvarez has a fight coming up with Terence Bud Crawford, man. And the question that I've been asking myself, man, when this fight happens in September and Terence Crawford pulls up and gets the job done and beats Canelo, and I don't even want to say up, to me, it would be an upset. But as far as I feel like the majority of the people go, everybody's been turning on Canelo. You know that, not everybody, but you know, 80% of the people, bro. I feel majority of the boxing world has Terence Bud Crawford outboxing and defeating Canelo Alvarez, defeating the face of boxing, defeating Mr. Payday, defeating the cash cow of the sport, the welterweight going up to super middleweight in all reality, because he only fought once at 54, beating Canelo Alvarez, the man that has fought at light heavyweight, the man that has knocked out Kovalev at light heavyweight and took a defeat against Bivol, man, took a defeat against Mayweather, 63 victories, all that stuff. Is Canelo's career over, bro? If Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, is Canelo Alvarez done for? Should Canelo Alvarez contemplate retirement, bro? Because a lot of people have said Canelo Alvarez has declined so much. Canelo Alvarez has lost his power. The last man Canelo Alvarez stopped was Caleb Plant. Canelo Alvarez has slowed down. Canelo Alvarez can no longer cut the ring off. He couldn't cut the ring off against the track star Skull that was running around that ring all night long. How is he gonna do it against Crawford? Should he just go ahead and retire? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and say, if Canelo Alvarez loses to Terence Bud Crawford this September, I don't think the pride will let Canelo Alvarez retire. I think he'd get a whole lot of backlash, a whole lot of trash talking, because like I said, man, a lot of fans are in between the fence, and a lot of people in the sport of boxing that are involved in it at the top professional level are actually picking Bud to win. But I think Canelo's pride and his ego, I don't think he would care what the people have to say, bro. I think Canelo Alvarez actually has reached a point in his career that he doesn't even want to give the fans the fights that the fans want to have. He said that he's done everything in the sport. He's fought champion after champion. He has the best resume in the sport, which he's not lying about that. I got to go ahead and agree with it. But recently, the fights that we have been getting, you know, a lot of fans have not been satisfied with his choice of opponents, bro. You know, a lot of fans wanted to see the Benavidez fight. A lot of fans wanted to see the Bivol rematch. You know, these are intriguing fights that the fans wanted. I mean, I'm not going to be mad at Canelo for fighting Crawford because, once again, I feel like that's something the fans chose. I don't see Canelo Alvarez losing, but if he does lose, I don't think he will retire, bro. I don't think Canelo Alvarez will retire without rematching Terence Crawford, because I think a loss against Terence Crawford will sting Canelo Alvarez way more than that Mayweather fight, obviously, which he says he learned so much from that fight. It turned him into the fighter he is today. It will sting him way more than when he went up to light heavyweight, bro, to challenge himself against Bivol, man. Undisputed champ in the world, bro. You know, today, you know, gonna have that trilogy against Beterbiev. I think a loss against Terence Crawford would sting more than the Bivol loss and the Mayweather loss, bro. Because Canelo Alvarez was the man saying that Terence Crawford would be an easy fight, that weight classes matter. When Terence Crawford went up to fight Madrimov, Canelo Alvarez once again said now he sees that the weight classes matter. Canelo Alvarez has been on record saying that he will not get credit if he beats a welterweight. He beats the smaller man in Crawford. You know, fighting a dude like Amir Khan, fighting a dude like Charlo when they went up, you know? He's saying that he wouldn't get the credit, bro, for beating the smaller guy. These are all things that Canelo Alvarez said. And now that the fight is going to happen, these dudes are going to make a stupid amount of money, bro. But if Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, this would be the worst loss of Canelo's career, bro, when you compare Mayweather and Bivol. I don't see Canelo Alvarez no way in hell retiring, bro, if Bud beats him. And the amount of money they're going to make, the rematch, you know, once again for Undisputed, they will make, I believe, bro, even more money in a rematch. So I feel the money wouldn't let Canelo Alvarez retire. The pride and the ego wouldn't let Canelo Alvarez retire. But if he does go and have a rematch with Crawford and he loses again in the rematch, it's over, bro. It's over. You know, that 4-fight deal that he signed, you know, Bud being the second, you know, of the 4-fight deal, I actually think that he might even rematch Bud regardless, bro, what the money they make if it's not a blowout. And, you know, I don't think, you know, if Canelo Alvarez loses twice to Crawford, bro, I don't even think he fights that last fight, man, on his contract, to be honest with you. I think that would kill this man bad, bro, for a long, long time. His ego, his pride, bro, I don't know how he would recover from something like that. I know that money's going to help when he looks at that bank account. I know those horses, those fancy sports cars, his mansions, all that stuff, I know that will help. But, man, as far as it comes to the fans, as far as it comes to the sport that helped him generate the wealth that he's generated, his fame, his accomplishments, I don't know how he would bounce back losing to Bud twice, man. But I'm going to go ahead and say, bro, if he does lose to Terence Crawford the first time, I don't think Canelo retires, man. I just don't think Canelo Alvarez retires. There's too much money on the table. His pride, his ego, his principles, that first time if he loses, definitely there'll be a rematch, bro. Definitely. But if he goes in there and loses twice to Bud, it's over, bro. It's over. But these are my thoughts, man. You know, these are my opinions. Like I said, I feel like most of the boxing world is actually picking Terence Crawford to win the fight, bro. A lot of people, after that Williams Skull fight, man, are really now leaning towards Bud, bro. Mikey Garcia being one. Robert Garcia, one of the best trainers in the world, if not the best trainer, bro. And I mean, the list goes on and on, bro. A lot of people are shifting a little bit when it comes to that fight, bro. And, you know, they say you're only as good as your last fight. Canelo Alvarez can prove the whole world wrong, get Terence Crawford out of there, and he deserves all the credit in the world, man. If that happens, and I feel when that happens, I don't want to hear that Bud dared to be great. I don't want to hear that the weight was just too much. I don't want to hear none of those excuses, bro. Because, again, this is the fight that the fans been asking for, and this is a fight that I honestly feel, at this point, Canelo's slightly the underdog, bro. I'm just, everywhere I'm looking, everyone I'm talking to, bro, 80% of the people are saying Crawford is going to win, man. So let's see what happens. And if Canelo Alvarez does lose, which I don't think he will that first fight, I don't think that Canelo Alvarez retires, man. It's your boy Armin with Real Talk, man. I'm going to catch you on the next video. Let me know what you guys think. We out of here.